A mysterious character who committed a crime long ago has lived as a recluse in his mansion ever since, supposedly under the influence of monks. A group of sympathetic people, some of whom once knew him, now want to see him, to deliver him, as it were, because they don't think the crime was that bad. Father Brown urges them not to disturb the mysterious man.
Please, I implore you all to leave him alone.
You mean to leave him here in this living death, moping and going mad in a ruin, all because he had a spot of trouble over a quarter of a century ago? Is that what you call Christian charity?
Yes, that is what I call Christian charity.
And that's about all the Christian charity you can expect from these priests. That's their idea of pardoning a man for some bit of folly, to wall him up alive, to starve him with fasts and penances and pictures of hellfire, and all because a bullet went wrong.
Really, Father Brown, do you honestly think he deserves this? Is this your Christianity?
Surely true Christianity is that which knows all and forgives all, love that remembers and forgets.
Father Brown, I generally agree with what you say, but I'm hanged if I can follow you here. It's not such an awful offense.
I admit I take a more serious view of his offense.
May God soften your hard heart.
Now, how's he going to get out of this one? Well, we aren't going to show you what happens next, because the worst sin in the world is to give away the solution to a mystery story. The people who do that, says Chesterton, have a spot reserved for them at the lowest level of hell, next to Judas and the other traitors. But we are going to show you what happens after what happens next, after the solution is revealed. All we can tell you is that the people who were scolding Father Brown about being uncharitable find out what the criminal had really done, and it's a lot worse than they thought.
Are you sure of this?
I am sure of it. And now I leave him to your Christian charity. You have told me something today about Christian charity, but it seemed to me you give it almost too large a place. But how fortunate it is for poor sinners like this man, that you err so much in the sight of mercy and are ready to be reconciled to all mankind.
Hang it all if you think I'm going to be reconciled with a filthy viper like that. I tell you, I wouldn't say a word to save him from hell. Of all the treacherous...
He ought to be lynched. He ought to burn. And if there is such a thing as burning forever,
I wouldn't touch him with a barge pole myself.
There's a limit to human charity.
There is. And that is the real difference between human charity and Christian charity. You must forgive me if I was not altogether crushed by your contempt for my uncharitableness today, or for the lectures you read me on pardon for every sinner. For it seems to me that you only pardon the sins you don't really think sinful. You only forgive criminals when they commit what you don't regard as crimes, but rather as conventions. So you tolerate a conventional crime just as you tolerate a conventional divorce. You forgive because there isn't anything to be forgiven.
But hang it all, you don't expect us to be able to pardon a vile thing like this.
No, but we have to be able to pardon it. We have to touch such men, not with a barge pole, but with a benediction. We have to say the word that will save them from hell. We alone are left to deliver them when your human charity deserts them. Go on your own primrose path, pardoning all your favorite vices and being generous to your fashionable crimes. And leave us in the darkness, vampires of the night, to console those who really need consolation. Those who do things really indefensible, things that neither the world nor they themselves can defend, and none but a priest will pardon. Leave us with the men who commit the mean and revolting and real crimes. Mean as St. Peter when the cock crowed. And yet, the dawn came,
The dawn. You mean hope? For him?
Yes. Let me ask you one question. You are great ladies and men of honor and secure of yourselves. You can tell yourselves that you would never stoop to such vile treason as this. But tell me this. If any of you had so stooped, which of you, years afterwards, when you were old and rich and safe, would have been driven by conscience or confessor to tell such a story of yourself? You say you could not commit so base a crime. Could you confess so base a crime?
The real difficulty with the sacrament of confession, as Chesterton points out, is not forgiving the horrible sins that others commit. It is confessing the sins that we commit. Confession means coming face to face with God, but also face to face with yourself. Chesterton, after he became Catholic, realized that the Catholic Church is the only thing that was willing to go with him into the depths of himself.